There's also a lot of wildlife. So hopefully you can hear some of the wildlife too. There's a lot of birds, there's a lot of bugs, and there's a family of deer that are have been walking around. So who knows, maybe there will be an appearance this morning. There also might be an appearance of a 4-year-old. We'll see. All right, I think we're all good. I'm glad you all could get in easily this morning. As I was setting up my mat, an apple tree literally fell from the tree onto my mat. So that's the only danger for me this morning is falling apples. And I hope that wherever you are, you can enjoy a little sunlight coming through the window, or whatever you need to feel comfortable in your body. So we'll just start in seated and get comfortable for a morning meditation. And I'll just beam you some Gravenstein apple orchard vibes. There's sunlight coming down and there's lots of birds all around. So just settle into your own seat, letting the weight of gravity tug down on the pelvis, but allowing the spine to lift up. Connecting with the network of roots under the ground, as well as the strength of the network above ground, reaching for the sun. Leaves making themselves available for photosynthesis. So what do we make available for our own photosynthesis? Our skin, our hearts opening to the goodness of the world that is still out there, bringing it into the center and turning it into our own energy, our own life force. So breathe in fully. Breathe into the sides of the lungs, the back of the lungs, the front, and also the bottoms of the lungs, the bottom lobes of the lungs, and really see if you can just circulate and breathe out, empty out all those stale gases at the bottoms of the lungs, and just really refresh the breath in your body. Can you sit a little more fully in yourself, maybe sitting back a little bit more, inhabiting the back of the ribs, the back of the heart, the back of the skull, the back of the waist, allowing the breath to move you, expand and lift you, as well as deepen and ground you. On your next inhale, gently lift the spine, really fully inhaling here. On the exhale, begin to allow the chin to come down toward the chest, taking a slight forward fold with the upper back and the neck, and then continue that for a few more breaths, just lifting gently the chin, opening the throat, exhaling, bringing the chin to the chest. And then start to make this your own movement. It doesn't have to be necessarily one inhale, one exhale, but begin to expand and open the spine, arching the back, and then exhaling to round, and stretch out, lengthen the back of the neck here, the sides of the neck. Taking this as just a transition from seated meditation to movement. So taking it at your own pace. And take 2 more really full rounds of this wherever you are, really enjoying it, letting the movement move you as much as you're moving yourself. And then come back to regular seated. Gently look out over your right shoulder. Take your left hand and slide it in front of your knee and take a gentle twist. Inhale back to center, second side. Just gentle. Come back to center. Let the chin come down to the chest again and just let gravity tug the forehead down to feel the lengthening in the back of the neck. Inhale from the low spine, lift the head. Look out over the left shoulder, look out over the right shoulder. Bring the head back to center and then gently tilt the left ear over the left shoulder. Bring the right hand out just to lengthen that side of the neck. Return your hand to your lap and then let your chin go back to your chest. Use your low abdominals to lift the spine and lift the head back to center. Shake out the head a little, make sure you're not holding any tension. And we'll do the same thing second side. Just tilt that right ear over to the right shoulder. Let the left hand come out, lengthening that whole side of the neck. Big inhale into the belly. Place the hand back on the lap and then let the chin dip back down to the chest and then unfurl the spine from the base of the spine up. Now bring your hands to the back of the skull, gently traction the neck up and then let your head fall into your hands, let your head fall back and then open the mouth, stick out the tongue and stretch out your jaw and your mouth. You can make a lion's breath or a cat meow or a dog bark, anything you like, or it can be silent, just stretching out the jaw. And then use the fingertips to lift your head lovingly and place it right back on top of your spine. Then take those fingertips down the neck and give a little massage. Kind, friendly morning hello to the neck, the trapezius, the shoulders. And then underneath the collarbones. And then just give a little press to the heart, helping the heart open up. It's a big world out there, and sometimes we got to remember to keep the heart open. And then open the arms out wide. Feel the abdominals hug in enough just to hold the torso upright. And then imagine the backs of the hands reaching back toward each other as though you could touch the backs of the hands behind you. Now exhale forward. Imagine holding a big beach ball. Gently rest your head on that nice, soft, warm beach ball and hug, and then really let the shoulder blades come off the back. Inhale back up. Let the fingertips go down toward the mat. Shrug the shoulders up to the ears and release. Now press the left hand down into the mat and then circle that right arm up to the sky and take a big, big, big wide circle that allows you to go all the way back behind you. And do that again. Let's do 3 more really big circles so that you feel a stretch all the way down to your hip and through your waist, through the ribs, circling, circling, circling. And 1 more big one, and then leave your arm overhead and take a side stretch here. Now bend the elbow and twist down, bringing the elbow down toward the earth. Now inhale the arm up and lift it back, straightening the arm. Bend the elbow and tilt down, twist down, looking out over the left shoulder. Inhale up 1 more time. And now sweep the arm back behind you, in front of you and across the mat. and then reach. So you're reaching cross body now over to your left, right hip anchors down, and just reach, pressing into the hand that's on the mat too. And then inhale that arm up. And once again, shrug the shoulders up and back down. Look out over the left shoulder and the right. You might have a little more mobility. Now placing the right hand down on the mat. Inhale that left arm up and take some glorious circles of the shoulder, irrigating that whole shoulder girdle and lengthening the sides of the waist, getting in those, stretching out the in between the ribs. Okay, we'll do one more big circle up and then leave that arm overhead. Stretch down, reach down through the left sit bone as you lengthen that whole side. Look up. Now bend the elbow and twirl down, twist down, reaching that elbow to the floor. Inhale up, stretch the arm back behind you. And then sweep that arm down in front of you and across. So now those left fingertips are reaching over to the right side of the mat. So cross body. And inhale up, big, big, big sweep of the arm up, and then bring both hands behind you. The fingers are facing toward your waist. Spread the thumb and the ring finger wide apart. Press down into the heels of the hands. Lift the heart up. Let the throat go back. Open up the throat. Lift the heart. Spread open the chest and just take a nice stretch of the arms, the shoulder, the chest. You can let the head go all the way back or leave it up if that's more comfortable on your neck. Take a lion's breath here if you like, or even just open the jaw, stick out the tongue. And then come on up and take a forward fold as far as your back says yes to. So that might be all the way down, forehead on the mat, or that might just be a slight shift forward and your back says, hey, hey, slow down. You move too fast. So wherever you are, take a big breath into the back of the waist, the sides of the ribs. And then walk the hands over to the right and then over to the left. Notice which leg is in front and walk yourself back up. Bring the hands behind you wherever is comfortable. Lean onto the back of the waist, bring the legs up and twirl out the ankles. You can do some pointing and flexing, go in both directions. You can squeeze the toes, getting some circulation in those legs and feet and ankles. And then cross the legs again with the other leg in front. Take your left arm in front, take a second twist this time, really to feel the low belly hug in. Twist from the low belly, then the mid torso, then the shoulders, then the neck, the chin, the nose, and then the third eye twist back behind you, and then your eyeballs look. Keep the shoulders from crunching up to your ears. Feel that belly button hug in. One more big inhale, unravel all the way to your left and just take a counter twist or a counter fold over. And come back to center. Place your hands on your shoulders and just do a little jostle of the shoulders, the neck, the head. Make sure you're not holding any tension. And we'll do the second side. So slide that right arm in front of the right knee. Left hand goes behind you and you twist from your low belly. So there's abdominal muscles helping to twist you around the barber pole here. And then twist with the low belly, the mid belly, the chest, the shoulders, the chin, the cheekbones, the eyebrows, the tippy tops of your ears, still rooting down with your seat, and then your eyes. You can feel the movement as you're in this. It's not static. You're not holding still. You're feeling the abdominals really hug in, using your belly to do this twist, and the whole length of the spine, all those muscles. One more big inhale, unravel, twist forward, and go to the second side just for a little counter twist. and then back to center. And now fold forward. And this time, before you go all the way down, just place your hands down, kind of spidery fingers. Anchor the shoulders down, lengthen the four corners of your neck, the front, the sides of the neck, and the back of the neck. Lengthen up toward the sky and feel your shoulder blades hugging onto your back and sliding down your back. Feel the sides of the waist hugging in here. Gently look out over the left shoulder, the right shoulder, keeping the neck from stiffening. And then go ahead and fold forward as far as you like. Now you may want to just stay in this shape. This is a really good strengthening pose for the low back, the whole length of the back. Or it might just feel good to go into a forward fold. So see where your back wants to go. Breathe into the underside of the shoulder blades. Fill out the back of the kidneys, widen the back of the waist, and then walk the hands over to the left and over to the right. Back to center, and then roll up vertebra by vertebra, and then coming all the way up, shoulders up to ears, down, and then take a couple of big shoulder rolls that include your whole arms. And then bring your left arm in front of your body and just hug it across the body using the right arm. Make sure the shoulder is dropped so it's not creeping up to your ear. And release, and then second side. And release, and then bring the legs out into a wide V shape. If you need to sit on some height for this, or even roll up your mat a little bit behind you so you're not sitting back on the back of the tailbone here. Press the legs down. So this is a strong pose. It's not a simple, easy pose to do. And the legs are really working. I can feel my quads engaged. I'm kind of lifting my kneecaps up. My ankles are flexed. I'm just going to slide my right hand down toward my right ankle just a little bit here. And then I'm going to twist my heart up to the sky, gently pressing into my ankle and my ankle pressing into my hand. So I'm getting just a little baby twist. If you feel any discomfort in this, if your back says no, then just take the twist out and just stay forward facing. Now take the top arm up behind you. And as we did earlier, bend the elbow and twist down toward the floor. Inhale up, open the arm. Bend the arm and twist the elbow down. One more time, reach that arm up. And now bring the whole hand down, lift the belly, and then move the belly button toward the right thigh. And then just take a forward fold over that leg. Feel the underside of both legs still reaching down and connecting. So we're not losing that connection, that grounding. And aiming to bring the center of the chest over the leg, the center of the belly over the leg. And of course, the forehead down to the knee, which may very well not happen this morning. And then lift up, come back to center. Once again, come on those spider fingertips forward, and then just anchor the chest forward and up. So we're kind of doing what we just did moments ago, but this time with the legs wide. So it's a forward fold, but it's more of a hinging at the hips. And then if you want to take it into the forward fold, go ahead. Again, really pressing the underside of the legs down into the floor. Imagine your thigh bones are rooting into your hips. So you're connecting the femurs into the hip sockets rather than just kind of letting the hips splay out. You're really trying to anchor the joint in toward itself to create strength and integrity in the joint. Now inhale up, and we'll go to the second side. So left hand comes into the left ankle, gently pressing, twist up, and then bring that top arm up and take a twist up to the sky, gentle twist. Exhale, bring the elbow down. Inhale the arm up. Exhale, elbow down, curling down. Again, inhaling up. And then exhale, bring the hand all the way down. Now lift the belly up, twist it to the left, trying to anchor the center of the chest, the center of the belly over the leg, and then coming down toward this leg. Not losing sight of the opposite sit bone. So your right sit bone is still reaching down. The underside of your right leg is still reaching down. Beautiful. And then come on up. Use your hands to lift your knees. And then we're going to keep the knees bent. Lift one leg and then the next, and then bring the arms alongside the body. So feel the belly button hugging, the navel hugging toward the spine, and the spine hugging toward the navel too. And feeling that arch still, that slight lower back arch is still in place here. And then extend one leg long or extend it a little bit, and then bend the knee, extend the next leg, and then return. And we'll do 3 more on each side. And 2 and 1. Place the feet down on the mat, bring the hands behind you. Again, fingers facing toward the waist, press down into the heels of the hands, lift the chest and let the head go back. Exhale, come back up. Again, bring the hands alongside the body, lift the feet up. And if you like, you can stay right here. Next bus stop is to bring the lower legs parallel. And the last bus stop is to bring the legs all the way up. So we'll be here for 3 breaths. Lifting the heart, spreading the shoulder or the collarbones wide, and down. And then we will take a nice slow roll onto our back. Take a moment to just feel the sensation of laying on your back. Taking a breath. And then cross the left ankle over the right knee. We'll bring the legs in toward the chest for a figure 4 stretch, keeping the left ankle active. Gently shake the head no, make sure there's no tension in the neck. The sides of the neck are long here. Both ankles are active, and you're gently pulling the right leg towards you while gently pressing or guiding or even visualizing the left knee moving away from the chest. I'm seeing sunlight coming through the apple tree leaves above me. So imagine that whatever your gaze is upon, that it's also gazing kindly back at you, even if it's just a corner of the wall or a little speck on the ceiling. Imagine its friendly sensibility regarding you. Now bring the arms out to the side, palms face down. Engage the abdominals and take a twist with the legs in the same shape over to the right. Plant your left foot on the floor here. Right leg rests on the floor. And then you don't have to do this. You can use your right hand to gently guide the left knee away from you. So you're still going to feel that stretch in the hip, the glute, the waist here. Again, shake the head, yes, no, make sure there's no tension in the neck. Big breath into the belly. And then we'll roll onto our back, take the knees wide toward the armpits, and then just roll gently side to side, giving a little massage to the low back. And then find stillness, still holding the legs. And then just give a very tiny jostle to the knees. Very, very tiny. See how small of a movement you can make. And this is just a nice way to give some soothing to the low back. And then bring the knees back together. Cross the right ankle over the left, and we'll do figure 4 second side. So hug the legs in toward the chest, interlacing the fingers behind the left leg. Right ankle is active, left ankle is active. Neck is relaxed, shoulders are relaxed, even though you're using your biceps to pull the leg in. See if you can keep some sense of ease in the shoulders, in the chest, in the heart. Use your right elbow to gently guide the right knee away from the chest, or even just use your mind. Take a slow, relaxed breath into the back of the waist, into the belly, and then release the arms. Arms come straight out to the side, palm face down. Use your abdominals to let you roll slowly over to your left. Plant the right foot down. This is a lot of funny rights and lefts. And then again, if it's available to you and it doesn't feel like it kinks anything, just use your left hand to gently guide that right knee away from the body. Look out at the right shoulder, look out over the left shoulder, then bring the head back to center. And rolling onto the back once again. Let the hug the left knee in, let the right leg go long, and it can extend either long onto the mat or your right knee can be bent with your right foot on the floor. So see what's available to your hips and your hamstrings here in just a moment. So imagine really pressing the back of the waist, the right and left side of the waist down into the mat, the sacrum really rooting down into the mat, and then extend that left leg up to the sky. Now it might just be bent and you're barely getting your heel up to the sky. Your leg might be straight. Either way, the main thing is actually rooting the back of the waist down toward the earth, letting the shoulders relax down, even if you've got your hands. So I'm interlacing my hands behind my left leg, reaching my left hip down and my left heel up to the sky. Now point the toes and flex. So point and flex in the ankle, feeling the stretch on the back of the leg here. And then twirl out the ankle in both directions, getting some circulation the whole length of the leg. And then bend that knee again, hug it into the chest and out to the side. And then bring that knee over across the body and take a proper twist here. So rolling over to the right, extend the left arm out, look out over the left shoulder, eyes can be open or closed, and just enjoy a twist here. And rolling back onto the back. This time hugging the right knee into the chest, left leg extends long, or that left knee can be bent, whichever works for you. Now plant the back of the waist down into the earth. Feel the back of the sacrum descend, the back of the waist descend. Interlace the fingers behind the right thigh, and with that anchoring down, then lift the right heel up to the sky. Doesn't matter so much if your leg is straight or not. It's that lengthening down and lifting of the heel, that going in two directions that really helps the lengthening. You can also feel the waist hug in. The abdominals here are working. Not a lot, but enough. Shoulders are not crunching up to your ears, so your neck is still long. And then point the toes and flex the ankle and go forward and back with that a little, feeling the sensation of the stretch. And making sure to do some circles with the ankle in both directions. And then bending that right knee, hugging it into the chest for a moment, and then guiding that right knee over to the left, opening up the right arm, letting the gaze go out over the right shoulder, and then just enjoying a twist to the left. If you ever feel discomfort in a twist, back out of the twist to the point where you don't feel the discomfort. That's a simple rule of thumb and can keep any strain out of the low back that can inadvertently happen in twists. Sometimes it just feels so good to go into the twist that we ignore the signals that our body says, that's too much on the low back. Also hug in the abdominals. That's another great way to keep the stretch from going too far. And roll onto your back. This time, lift the legs, cross the right ankle in front of the left, lift the hips up off the mat, lift the chest, let your head fall into your hands, hold the head for a moment, and then pump up to the sky 3 times. So 3, 2, 1, and then just hold, feeling the shake, and release. Just let the knees bend. And then we'll do the same thing, second side, left ankle in front of the right, lift the hips up off the mat. That's a lot of work already. Now lift the chest, elbows are wide, head, weight of the head falls into the hands. Now pump up to the sky for 3, 2, 1, and then hold till you feel the burn. Feel the burn, and then release. Bring the feet down toward the floor, knees are bent, and in toward the sits bones. We're going to go into bridge pose. So start off with the arms alongside the waist, palms face down. And imagine pressing into the inseam of the feet. So the ball of the foot, of each foot, and then the inner arch and the inner heel. Now lift the hips, bring the shoulders under the back, squeeze the arms together and press the blades of the arms into the mat. Press into the feet. See if you can relax the glutes a little bit. Press into those inner soles of the feet. Gently press the chin away from the chest and lift the hips. Use the strength of your arms to press down. The strength of your thighs more than your glutes to lift up. One more big inhale. On your exhale, unwind the shoulders, bring the hips down, and just take a moment to feel your body. Roll over onto your side and then come to knees and hands. Wrists are under the shoulders, and grip the floor and your mat with all 10 fingers. Turn the toes under, lift the knees up off the mat. Shoulder blades hug onto your back, neck is long. Feel the navel lift toward the spine. Take a big inhale and then exhale the hips up and back. Come into down dog. You can enjoy arriving in down dog however you like to. So you can pedal out the feet, bend one knee and then the next, that sort of thing. Or maybe you just like to arrive and notice how it feels to just start off in this shape. We've done a lot of warming up, so sometimes you come into down dog cold, but we've got a lot of heat in the body to arrive here this morning. Keep your whole underside of your hands connected to the mat. And then bring your right knee down. Swivel your left heel down so it's also in line with the right shoulder. Right hand comes underneath the right shoulder, and also swivel your right foot behind you. We're basically setting up for side plank, for modified side plank. So if you're in the mood this morning to go into full side plank, go ahead and set up for that. I'll walk us through the modified version. So now with my right hand, my right knee, and my left foot on the floor, my left hand is still on the mat for a moment. I'm going to press everything down, and then with my abdominals, spin my torso and my arm up to the sky. So I press down through my standing arm, through my standing leg, my standing knee, and my left foot. So there's this real strength kind of the tripod, or at least of 3 points on the ground. And then the upper hand and my heart can just sail up to the sky. I'm feeling my abdominals just hugging in enough, hugging in gently here to support my spine. And if you like, you can stay right here. If you like, you can just take our theme of back bending here and lift the heart up and back. Take that back hand back behind you, palm up to the sky, open the throat, and just take a back bend here. That feels too wobbly or just doesn't feel right, just stay in the straightforward position. Now, wherever you are, bring the hand straight back up. We're going to bend the elbow again in this theme of just twisting down toward the sky. Inhale the arm up. Bend the elbow, twist down toward the sky and up. And then bring your hand down. Bring the feet to the mat, the balls of the feet to the mat, and come into plank pose. The knees can be down if that's how you practice. If your knees are up and you want to take a further challenge, engage the abdominals, keep your back in its natural shape, and then lift your left heel up. Replace that foot, lift your right toes up and then down. Now bring your left knee to the ground. We'll set up for second side, swiveling my left foot behind me, my right heel down, and making sure there's a nice line of my wrist under my left shoulder to my knee to my right ankle. So you might have to adjust a little bit here. Now with everything connected to the ground here, again, you can be in full side plank if you'd like. Feel that rooting down and then rebound that energy open by twisting that right arm up to the sky, opening the heart and feeling the abdominals, holding your spine as you now lift up and press down through the standing hand and let that energy really sail up. This would be a great time for an apple to fall right onto my mat. Now, if you like, you can take a back bend and just open up the chest, open up the shoulder, open up this top arm and really lift the heart, the chest up to the sky. Either way, wherever you are now, just come back to the front plane, bend that right elbow, twist down to the mat, take that curl and then up. Exhale, twist down and then up. And then exhale, come all the way down. Hands are on the mat, knees are on the mat. And we'll take 3 yoga push-ups. So bending down a third of the way and up. Bending down halfway and up. Bending down 2/3 of the way and up. And then coming all the way down onto your belly, rest your forehead on the mat. Lengthen the legs so the tops of the feet are resting gently on the mat. And then in concert, slide your forearms forward, inhale the head, the chest, and the neck, and peel yourself up. Press the elbows and the forearms down as you reach the heart forward and up. Tops of the feet and pelvis still connect with the mat here. Gently let the chin come down, the forehead come down. Let the back of the neck get a stretch here. Gently tilt the right ear toward the right shoulder. Left ear toward left shoulder. Come back to center, inhale the head back up. And then slide the hands back down and we'll go up through plank into downward dog. Now you can certainly bend your knees and do it that way if you'd like. You're gonna hug the elbows in, strain the elbows down, lift the belly button toward the spine first, strengthen the legs and then push yourself up. Take an inhale and on your exhale, reach the hips up and back, coming into down dog. I think there's some big apples under my mat. I hear that Gravenstein apple trees lose like half their apples before they get to maturity. So my daughter's been collecting a lot of green apples. So we'll now lift the left leg up to the sky, Bend the knee and take some big hip circles with that left knee. Now reach that left leg back behind you again, flatten out the back of the waist or level it out, and then step forward, spin the right heel down. I like to widen my stance a little. We're going to be coming into warrior one. So first, just pull the feet isometrically toward one another, strengthen the legs, power through the back foot, and then using your abdominal and upper back strength, lift the upper body, bring the arms alongside the ears, and bend into that front knee. Sit into the back of the waist, the back of the heart. Now open the arms out to the side, come into warrior two. Bring your right hand to your right thigh, bend the left elbow, and take that back bend back behind you. And then inhale the forearm just above the left knee and sweep the right arm overhead. Exhale the hands down alongside the front foot. Step into a forward fold into splits, standing splits. So reach your right leg back, up and back behind you. And forehead comes toward the left shin. Exhale that right foot down, take a forward fold. You can cross the elbows if you like and take a bind. You can just have the hands wherever they are, on the floor, on the ankles, on the shins. Or if you're having low back stuff, you can always have a block in front of you and just come to a flat back. I think that's a super great shape for forward folding if you have a vulnerable low back. Now, bend your right knee, press your right hand into the floor in front of you or into a block, and then twist your left arm up to the sky. I'm a big fan of stretching out hamstrings. I think it prevents a lot of low back injuries. So if you're taking my class, you're getting a lot of hamstring stretches, generally speaking. Really press into that hand below, twist from that low belly and try to twist the low ribs up to the sky. Exhale that left hand down and switch sides. So bending the left knee, left hand comes down under the center of the chest, onto the floor or a block, and twist now to the right. Lengthen the distance between the left shoulder and the left ear. Twist your left ribs up to the sky. Exhale the hand down. Just take another forward fold here. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, step the left foot back. Hug the feet isometrically toward one another. We're going to go into our warrior one second side. So first, just make the legs and your foundation strong. Feel the thigh bone of your left hip actually anchoring into your hip bone. Your right hip too. It's that strong front leg here. Now, powering through that back leg, let that energy rebound, lift the body, sit down into that front knee, and bring the arms alongside the ears. Sit into the back of the kidneys, the back of the heart, the back of the waist. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, arms come out to warrior two. And then bring the left hand down to left thigh. Right arm reaches overhead for a reverse side angle. And then folding forward, right forearm just above right knee, and sweep that left arm overhead. Big inhale here. Exhale, bring the hands down to the inside of that right foot. Walk them forward, bring both toes, sets of toes to face forward, coming into a forward fold. Just allow the head to come down toward the mat. If it's in your practice, you can bring the top of the head to the mat. Otherwise, just taking your forward fold here while keeping the legs strong. So imagine that you're on ice and your feet are connected to that ice and actually strong on the inner legs here. So you're keeping the legs strong, and then let's bring our upper body over toward our right leg. And then over to the left leg. And then bring the hands to the top of the mat, step back into plank pose. So you can come onto your belly and take cobra, or we can go through chaturanga into upward dog. So take your choice of back bend. And we'll meet in down dog. Now raise your right leg up to the sky, bend the right knee, and do big circles in that hip. And then step the right foot forward and then the left foot forward. Come into a forward fold. Bring your feet closer together. We're going to come into chair pose. So take the distance you like. I like a couple of inches. And then bend the knees. Bring the right arm alongside the right ear. Left arm alongside the left ear. Imagine the palms of the hands are hugging a block. Slide the shoulder blades down the back, lengthen the neck. Now bring the right arm back behind you. Now the left arm back behind you and hug an imaginary block between your hands here. Now bring the arms into cactus pose. Let there be a little lift in the upper back. Back of the skull moves back. Feel the abdominals working here. One more inhale, exhale, come to standing, release the arms, widen the feet so you're in a natural, comfortable standing pose. Shrug the shoulders up to the ears and then drop them, and take a moment to just track your inner body, your inner experience for a moment. Notice where you sense your own circulation in your body. If there are places where that circulation feels colorful and active, there's places where that circulation feels dull. And see if you can use your mind to even activate circulation all through the body, through those joints, through those nooks and crannies. Activating the whole body, both physically, but also sort of mentally and emotionally and spiritually. So you're really feeling the whole being that you are. Now with the four corners of the feet rooting down right into this sweet tree or into the sweet floor of your home or wherever you're practicing. Now inhale the arms up above you and feel the length between your feet and your fingertips. Like actually activate sensory experience in the soles of the feet and the tippy tops of the fingers. Now take that stretch into a little bit of a back bend. Open up the front side of the body, the throat. Can open up the jaw if you like. And then exhale, take a slow ride into forward fold. Release the top of the head and let the neck be fully released here. Inhale to a flat back. You can put a micro bend in your knees if you feel like you hyperextend your knees. You can bring your hands to your hips. Oh, beauty. Okay.
him a bone anchor and a kitty on the
Oh, you did. Oh, thank you, sweetie.
skeleton of a doctor on me.
Now bring your left arm alongside your left ear, your right arm alongside your right ear.
Why did you?
Because it's so sweet. You brought me a flower. Do you want to go wave to the class? Yeah, there's friends there taking yoga with me right now. Now exhale to a forward fold. Step the left foot back. You can do the yoga with me, sweetie. Straighten your front leg. We're going into triangle pose from here. So you can have your right hand on the floor, on the ankle, or wherever you take your triangle pose. But first, bring your left arm straight out from your left shoulder. Imagine pressing down into a countertop. Let that twist your ribs and your torso to the left. So press down into that imaginary countertop right at shoulder height. Press, press, press. Feel the belly button hug in, the waist hug in. Now bring that left arm up to the sky, not back behind you, but straight up from that arm that's down on the floor. Press into an imaginary wall with that top hand. Twist the low ribs up. Look up toward those left fingertips. Exhale that hand down. Step back into down dog. I have a dandelion on my yoga mat now from a little meadow fairy. Now step the left foot forward, spin the right heel down, straighten the front leg. Thank you for my flower, sweetie. Now bring that left hand down to set up for our triangle shape. And then lift that right arm up straight out from your shoulder and imagine pressing down. Oh, thank you. Is this my bag of presents? Into an imaginary countertop.
Look at it while you're doing yoga.
I'll try. Press into that imaginary countertop. Twist the left ribs up toward the treetops. Now bring that right arm up to the sky. Twist the low ribs up to the sky and press into an imaginary wall with your top hand. That creates strength in the whole trunk of your body. Exhale the hands down. Step back into plank pose and take your back bend. So chaturanga to upward dog, or coming into cobra and then into down dog. Bring the knees down as wide as the mat. Toes come together and then come into a child's pose. So for some, it's just a nice shape to be in, to just find stillness here. Let the back of the waist widen and get some rest. Or you may enjoy just gently moving side to side, getting a little stretch into the hips here. So see what's right for you. We'll be here for 3 or 4 breaths. Breathe into the whole length of the spine. Imagine breathing circulation into the underside of the shoulder blades or chicken wings. And then bring the hands underneath the shoulders and just press yourself up, lengthening the spine. Come onto your knees, turn your toes under and stretch out the feet. And then bring the hands forward, come into a forward fold, and then roll up to standing. I promised this apple orchard and this tree here that I would have us practice tree pose today before the end of class. So we're going to do tree pose in solidarity with the trees on this planet and just the beautiful shade I'm experiencing here under this tree. So let's find a nice place to stand. So you can be near a wall or away from a wall, on or off your mat, and take your left foot and really plant it into the earth and feel roots growing down from your foot. And then we'll lift our right leg up and choose to put it wherever you like. You could also just do kickstand with the heel right in the lower shin or in the upper shin or up higher. And feel not just your foot pressing into your thigh, but also your thigh pressing into the foot. Reach down and anchor down into that foot and let your heart rest over your standing ankle. Let's open up our arms and just take in the good energy of the planet. Circulate it in through our heart, down through our feet, and up through our branches. So however you'd like to do that today, or maybe you want to just seal it in so it's a nice self-replicating loop. However you would like to just circulate the energy, the good, positive, kind energy of the planet. Feeling the energy coming in through your hands, in through your feet. And then we'll exhale down. Just take a moment to stretch the top of that foot. So taking the top of my left foot now and just pressing it into the floor, and then switching feet. So finding the four corners of my foot, really connecting with the earth, hugging the muscles onto my leg bones, and then bringing my second tree leg into shape, wherever that is today, and just feeling that energy hugging in toward the midline, but still keeping my heart open, my shoulders open, my throat open, the sides of my neck long, and then finding where your branches want to go today. Out there receiving and broadcasting signals, staying close to the center, feeling like wavy gravy. Anywhere that you want to be, just take a moment to really connect with all the living life force on this planet, that you can take it in through your system, circulate it, send it back out, keep it in a self-enclosed loop. But either way, we're just connecting with that big force. One more big breath, and on the exhale, release and come down onto your mat and find the sweetest, most comfortable, coziest shape you can find today for our Shavasana pose. And as you lie down, just take a moment to notice the first wave of sensation of lying down on your mat and how it feels on your muscles and on your bones and on your tissues, just to lie down. Allow there to be easy turnout in the hips and the ankles, as well as the shoulders, so the arms are not hugging in tight, but have a natural ease in the shoulder to lengthen out in a V shape, or whatever feels like a natural position for the arms and the hands. Your neck and your throat are not holding any tension.
lively. Super lively.
So begin to open up the muscles, lengthen out the breath. You can stretch the arms overhead if you like and twinkle your toes. Will you twinkle your toes? And then as though you're taking just a glorious morning yawn, see if you can yawn the body up into a seated shape. So just really letting the muscles and the tissues of the body get oxygenated as you come into a seated shape while still staying relaxed and restful. And then bringing the palms of the hands open out to the side and open in a receptive gesture. Let's bow our heads to the wisdom in our hearts and in nature and in this day that we can discover as we move through it with a receptive heart, bringing our palms of our hands together. Thanks all for joining me in the apple orchard, and have an absolutely beautiful Thursday, and I'll see you next time. Namaste.
Namaste.
Thanks, Cody.